this is Rob from Guitar Center, and today we're looking at the Markbass Multiamp Head. There are two models, the Multiamp Mono, which is 500 watts at 4 ohms or 300 watts at 8 ohms, and the Multiamp Stereo, which can be bridged to mono for a 1000 watt output at 8 ohms. Let's get into what this amp can do. There are two factory presets, one for using as a mono bass amp, and the one is a direct preamp for recording in the studio or plugging directly into a PA. There are also 5 user preset banks which will hold up to 128 presets each. To select preset, you just hit the recall tap button over here, and then you select which bank you want to pull from. I'm going to select live mono. Then we've got all of our presets here, and I'm just going to scroll through and find one that I like. And to select it, you hit the enter button. For this example, I've chosen a preset called Sir Paul. You'll see the light around each one of the parameter knobs change to match what the preset is at. If you want to see which amp is being modeled, you just press the solid state button or whichever one is lit up. And as you see over here, it's modeling the Markbass Big Bang Head. If you want to change it, you just scroll through with the arrow buttons until you see the amp that you want to select and you press the enter button. If you want to adjust the effects in the channel, you just arrow to whichever slot you want to adjust and hit slot select. There are 16 options that can be selected and adjusted to match how you want your signal path to flow. In this example, we start with compression, then we've got EQ, and then it moves over here into the amp model, and then at the very end you see the cab simulator. The cab simulator is crossed out because that module is not currently active. Although you can turn it on by using the arrows to scroll over to that and then just hitting the slot on off button. If you want to adjust the type of cab that's being modeled, you simply hit the enter button. Here you can adjust any of the parameters in the cabinet modeling, such as the high pass filter, low pass filter, a dB boost or cut. Then you've got in or out of phase, a mic model, the actual cab model, whether it's a 115 or a 410 or a 210 or a 112, etc. And then you've got mic position, whether it's on axis or off axis. So if you want to make a change, you just scroll to the value that you want to change, and then you just turn the value knob to make your selection. Now I'm going to change it to a 410 cabinet. Now that we're done making adjustments to our cabinet, we just hit the exit button to get back to our main screen. Let's say we want to add something to the tone. So we'll select an empty slot here. We press slot select. And now we can go in and we can add different types of modelers. Some of them are overdrives or direct boxes. Some of them are phase. You've got chorus. You've got reverb. Then you've also got things like synth effects, octave divider, and pitch shifter. So I'm going to select an octave divider. I'm just scrolling through until I find my octave divider, and then I hit enter to put it into the slot. Now if I want to go adjust the parameters of the octave divider, I press the enter button, and I can select how wet or dry I want the effect. I can add octave 1 or octave 2, and I can change the tone if I want to. When I've completed editing the parameters, I'm just going to hit the exit button. Change the octave to a synth so you can hear what it sounds like. Super synth. There are 3 different types of amp models: solid state, tube, and vintage. Each one has an expanded group of amplifiers within it. Once you've finished editing your patch, you can store it to one of the user presets. Go over here, press the store button, and now it's going to ask you where you want to save it to. For this instance, I'm going to go down to user preset bank number 1 and hit enter. And I'm going to select it as slot 0. So I just hit enter again. Now I can go in and I can use the value wheel to name it. It stores. And now it's saved there for me to recall it anytime I want. You'll also see an SD card slot on the front of this amplifier. I can pop an SD card in there and I can save all of my presets to the SD card. Then I'll be able to recall them instantly from any multi-amp anywhere in the world. On the back of the amp you have a speaker output, both 1/4 inch and speak on, the XLR direct outputs, as well as the 1/4 inch unbalanced line out, which can both be run in stereo. There's a USB port which is to be used for service or maintenance, and you have the MIDI in and through and an effects loop send and return. Since this features a proprietary Markbass digital power amp under the hood, it doesn't need to be plugged into a speaker cab in order to keep from getting damaged, which makes it perfect if you want to practice at home with headphones, record direct out, or if you just like running direct out on stage. With the MIDI connectivity, you could plug in any MIDI foot switch to make your patch changes easy, or you can get the optional multi-amp foot switch. The Markbass Multiamp Mono and Stereo are available at select Guitar Center stores and online at guitarcenter.com.